Alright, Vaporees, and today we're going to be reviewing the Smok Xpro M80 Plus. Okay, so this is the Smok Xpro M80 Plus. It comes in a box like this. You got a sleeve like this. You open it up. You got a box. There's nothing in here, and the reason why is because it's sat on the side. Lovely jubbly. You also get a USB cable in there. Let me get that up. USB cable, and you get your lovely instruction manual, which doesn't really have too much in. Lovely jubbly. We all know how these devices work. There's no point in reading them. Only joking. Read the instructions. Okay, so let me just take my tank off and let's have a brief look at this. Okay, so it feels fairly heavy. It's got dual 18650 batteries in. It's made of aluminium. It actually feels quite nice in the hand. I've got the rubber button on. You get a spare button with it. I put the rubber button on. It feels so much nicer. Yeah, so that's it. Feels alright. You've got this like radiator style back, which probably makes it a nightmare to wrap. Yeah, lovely jubbly. You got big holes for venting if the battery were to vent. You got your charging port on the button as well. Your rubbery button for the power shit, and you got your plus and minus. Okay, now there are 3 modes on this device. You've got wattage mode. Everybody knows what fucking wattage mode is. I've got it set on 25 watts. I'm going to vape. Lovely. Does what it says on the tin. No fault with wattage mode. It's just absolutely fine. Press up and down, and the wattage goes up and down. Simples. Okay, the next mode you got on here is mech mode. I'm going to press the button 3 times, wait for it, and then go to mech mode. Now, every review I've seen on here, they spend 5 minutes talking about the menu system. The menu system is what it is. It's a bit fiddly at first, but you know, as you get used to it, it's absolutely fine. So mech mode. I am actually going to do this with my RDA. Careful. Don't want to smash the glass. Right. So I've got my RDA absolutely saturated with juice, which is good. And it's on mech mode. So I'm going to push a button. It's going to fire up. It's firing up at about 28 watts. And it is a 0.36 coil. So let's have a go. Vapor production, pretty shit compared to my actual mech. It feels somewhat underpowered. I think they need to tweak this in the next firmware update. So that's mech mode. My opinion, underpowered. Let's go across to the hugely debated temperature control. So push button 3 times, wait on 1, and then go to temperature control mode. Now I've got this set at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I know you can't see it because it's blurry as hell. No, you're never going to get to see it. Believe me, it's 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to boost it up to like 40 watts. And let's see how this works. Now this is the updated firmware. The old firmware took like 5 seconds to ramp up. This is the updated. So let's just see. Wow. So about a second and a half. There. Right. So let's see how she vapes. And this is Camphil. Smok say that their temperature control works on Camphil, and I can honestly say it does. Right, it's 450 degrees. I'm not actually sure if it's at 450 degrees. It's whatever temperature that it wants to, but it holds a steady temperature. So if you want a cool vape, it's a nice cool vape. If you want a warm vape, ramp up the temperature a bit, and you'll get a nice steady warm vape. None of this in wattage mode. If you ramp up the watts, the coil will get hotter, 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 hotter. Whereas this one, it basically starts off you kind of sit 34, 31, 30, 29, 27, 26, 25. So the wattage is going down to maintain that steady temperature. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it works to a degree. I have a theory about this temperature control. I don't think the device can read the temperature of the coil. I think what Smok have done is they've got their science boffins or whatever, and they've made calculations. So what they'll say is we can start off at this temperature, so 40 watts, until the coil heats up, and then we'll just drop it down to keep it at that consistent 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And all they've done is they've got a 0.36, and they've done it across the whole spectrum. And then eventually developed an algorithm to make it work to some degree. That was pistol. So does temperature control work? Yes and no. And the good thing is you do it on Camphil. So you can have a nice consistent vape, and you just keep chuffing. And chuffing, and here I am through the smoke. So the coil won't get any hotter than the temperature you set it at. Again, I'm not sure if it is the right temperature, but whatever temperature you set it at, it will not get hotter. It will stop at that limit. It will drop the watts until, and just keep a steady temperature, which means you will get burnt wicks. You will, but at the same time, I'm not sure which one I prefer. Do I prefer the RDNA 40, where it actually, if the device gets too hot, it actually cuts it off completely, or do I prefer this way, where it just keeps it consistent? I'm not sure. I mean, burnt cotton. No one likes it. It's disgusting. I built an RDA yesterday, and my first vape was just burnt wick, and it was horrendous. It took me a while to recover. So that's my views on the temperature control and my theory. And it is my theory, it is my opinion. I've not got it off anybody else. So that's that. I'm just going to put my Lemo back on, and then let's talk about this a little bit more. Okay, so if you got the first batch, you will need to update the firmware. But the problem Smok have got is this USB cable is just a charging cable. It's not a data cable. So you try and plug your device in your computer on here, all it will do is charge. You need like a Samsung Galaxy charger cable or something like that, which has got data in it, which will actually make this device register on your computer. And then, I mean, the update is pretty simple from then on in. All you have to do is just push a button and push a button on the computer, and it just updates it. Hopefully they're going to bring out another update which will increase the 1 second ramp up time. It was 5, they've got it down to 1. But yeah, I've just realised I've worn fucking headphones for this whole fucking video. So here's me without headphones. Yeah, I wondered why I was a bit muffled. That would be the reason. All in all though, wattage mode, fantastic device. Mech mode, I think underpowered, and in temp control, it is what it is. It depends what you want to get out of it. If you want, you know, to eliminate the risk of burnt wicks, get an RDNA 40 chip. If you just want a nice consistent temperature vape, then get this. It's 50 quid or just under 50 quid. I think some people out there are expecting way too much. I've seen on Smok Facebook page, everybody's going mental. They're all shouting, effing and blinding, I want my money back. Grow up, really. It is 50 quid. If you want the proper thing, go spend 120 quid. You know, this for 50 quid is a lot of bang for your buck. And I'm not just saying that. The battery life on this is phenomenal. I've been vaping this since, well, probably about 48 hours now. And the battery's about down to half. I mean, I have been using my mech mod as well, but you know, not 48 hours consistent. That'd be mental. I'd be vaping in my sleep. But it is what it is. It's a lovely device. It's nice in the hand. It's heavy enough to know you've got it. I don't know how they would ever make it any lighter. You get replaceable button. Wattage mode is fantastic. And you know, if you're just using it for wattage mode, 50 quid. If you want to use it for a mech mode, look at something else. And temperature control, again, it is what it is. That's been it. Me without my headphones. That's it for today. So, toodles!